Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Muhammad Amzar Bmmm, student from University Technical Malaysia Melaka UTM, Faculty of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering Technology. This is video for our assignment projectile motion given by our lecturer Encik Muhammad Khalid bin Wahid, the lecturer of subject BMMD 2313 Dynamics and Mechanics. Here is my group mates. The first one is Muhammad FARIS IRFAN bin ZULKIFLEE, Muhammad HAFIZI bin HALIM, KAMARUL Daniall bin KAMARULZAMAN, and me, Muhammad Amzar bin Mano. Okay, the main function of this experiment are to study the kinematic of projectile motion in the Earth's gravitational field to gain an understanding of horizontal range, maximum height, time of flight, and trajectory of the projectile. The experiment in the assignment will explain the structures of the launcher, properties of projectile motion. In this experiment, it will demonstrate from the motion of a ping-pong ball projected horizontally to initial velocity of the ball can be determined from the measured range. For a given initial velocity, the projectile range will be measured for various initial angles and also calculated by applying the theory of motion with constant acceleration. The experiment consists of measuring the x-axis from the launcher to the ball drop as it being fired from a launcher at various angles from the vertical. The launcher can be adjusted to allow both the angle of projection and the initial velocity to be verified. The angle of projection is measured with protractor. Okay, we have four objectives for this experiment. Number one is to determine the launch speed of a projectile and its uncertainty by measuring how far it travels horizontally before landing on the floor when launched horizontally from a known height. Number two is to predict and measure the range of projectile when the projectile is fired at an arbitrary angle with respect to the horizontal. Number 3 is to predict the initial firing angle of the launcher for a prescribed range value. And number 4 is to determine quantitatively. Okay, this is the list of items that we needed to make a launcher. All these items mostly were using recycled material to decrease our cost and save the environment. The item is plywood, PVC pipe, door hinge, and rubber band. The function of the item, number 1 is plywood. It used as a frame, base and backbone of the launcher to support the launcher. And then a door hinge, used to attach both of the plywood and at the same time as an angle finder for the launcher. And PVC pipe, used as a housing and guide for the launcher. Then a rubber band, used to create thrust toward the ping pong ball. Okay, this is prototype for this experiment. For our ping pong ball launcher, the design of the launcher is inspired by the facility that we previously used at FTKMP Dynamics Lab, which is vernier projectile motion. The launcher is made of a few components including an aluminium barrel inside the launcher, but due to the pandemic tragedy COVID-19, we have to design a launcher in a lower budget in which we will try to improvise it by using household products. The ping pong launcher consists of PVC pipe, a door hinge as a component to adjust the angle of launch, of a few parts of plywood and rubber band that act as elastic potential energy, and a few set of screws combine the parts together. So here is instruction and precautions for using the ball launcher. Number 1 is make sure the launcher is attached securely to the table so it does not move when the launcher is fired. Make sure the launcher is at the proper angle by using the built-in plumb bob on the side of the launcher. Note that the angle measured by this ping pong ball is the angle between the barrel of the launcher and the horizontal. Number 2 is, since the projectiles will be hitting the floor, observe either the ball will enter the ball within the 1.5 meter range. This indicates the initial horizontal position of the ball at floor level, so the range. Number 3 is to launch the projectile. Load the ping pong ball into the projectile launcher. Pull the rubber band that is attached to the ping pong ball, then release the rubber band to shoot the ball.